A lot of people think that spirit communication is about waiting. They're waiting for a sign, waiting for spirit to talk, waiting for something to happen. But spirit communication doesn't work that way because it's not a skill. It's a relationship. Hi boo, I'm Claudine. I'm a medium with over 20 years of experience working with energies, and I'm also a certified death doula. I'm here to guide you to help you trust yourself, strengthen your authority, and understand that spirit connection is something natural, innate, and deeply supportive. One of the most important things to remember about spirit communication is that it's not a one-way street. Spirit, they're coming toward you, yes, that's true, but they are around you, like all around us all the time. And they are supporting you, like they got your back, they are lifting you up, but you also have to meet them halfway. Because think of this, if the entire dynamic is like you waiting around until they come, show me a sign, where are you, I miss you, how come I'm not feeling you? And you're waiting and asking and hoping and demanding, it's really going to feel empty. Not because spirit isn't there, but because nothing's being built together. It's a one-sided relationship. You know what it's like when only one person puts effort in a relationship, it doesn't go very well. It starts off fine, right? Like any relationship, but at the end, you just start to feel drained and tired and it doesn't feel fulfilling. And in a sense, that's the same way as a spirit relationship. Relationships require participation and energy moves through the exchange, right? You give and you take and you keep going. It's like this beautiful, I don't know what to call it. It's just you are giving and taking simultaneously and it feels good. If you just give and not receive, or if you're just taking, not giving, it won't feel very fulfilling. It'll just feel like, nah. And a lot of spirit communication language sounds like this. Talk to me. If you're here, let me know. Prove it. And while spirit is present and they're very aware of us, they're not here to be commanded either. How would you feel if someone was like that to you? Like you don't have a body anymore and your loved one is just like, where are you? I can't see you. And you're trying your hardest, right? You're like, I'm right here. I'm right here. They're not able to feel you or sense you or whatever. And it's like they're trying, you're trying, but you're being also a jerk about it by like, well, prove it. Prove right here. Show yourself. And they're like, I'm trying. What do you want me to do? You know, it feels silly. It really reminds me of like those ghost hunting shows. I haven't watched any recently. Back in the day when they were like super popular, you would see them and it's always like one person yelling out like, if you're there, make a sound, make an EVP, like, you know, talk, I have a camera. And they're always demanding. And they're speaking from a place of, I need proof or you're not there. Like distrust. They're speaking from a place of distrust already. And they're not giving the spirit the benefit of the doubt. Like how different does it feel if you were to say like, okay, well, if you're there, which you probably could be, no, then, you know, let's try to make something together. Let's play a game. I don't know. Something like that feels way different than make a sound. Prove that you're there. You know, very demanding and very, in a sense, it feels pushy and like bullying. You're being a jerk. You're going into their space and you're already like, you know, demanding. No wonder they're like either not showing up or if they're showing up, they're going to be kind of angry or scary looking, right? I digress. I go into little tangents all the time and that's a big one of mine. I don't like ghost hunting shows. I don't think they respect the spirits. And if I were a spirit, I would totally ghost and be like, you know what, bye. I'm not going to be a part of this. I am not your show poodle. And last piece on this, it makes me so sad that they don't see spirit as somebody that was human, somebody that had feelings and loved and was hurt and, you know, was an emotional being like we are. And so they're just like thinking, oh, well, they're dead, so it's not important. That doesn't feel good to me. It's just, it's icky feeling. And most importantly, the way it's spoken like this is not communication. It's one-sided. We are yelling at what we hope to be spirit, but we're already not really believing it because we're telling them to prove themselves. It's a demand. And if anyone demands anything of you, how would that feel? Awful. No one wants to be demanded. What's missing is the belief that the spirit is sentient, that they have feelings, that they know what it feels like to have been human. They're not tools, they're not props, they're not show poodles, and they're not frozen in time waiting for us to ask a question. I just think of like a madam with like her crystal ball, and she's like, spirits, come to us now. Kind of like the seance on the Haunted Mansion ride in Disneyland, where she's just like, there's that one room where it's a seance room and all the tarot cards are all around, and her head's in a crystal ball and she's saying, okay, spirits, come now. My favorite ride, by the way, but that's old school. We want to modernize this a bit. We want to be more understanding of them. And this part really matters because spirit has a journey. Spirit has their own life. They are doing things in the spirit world. Let's say grandma passed. I'm sorry, grandma. Grandma passed. She's in the spirit world. She's going through her own life review. Like, she's literally living her life again, seeing what it's like. She's, in a sense, in her own way, grieving us as humans because she's not in the same plane, right? She's in the spirit plane, the spirit world. We're in the physical plane, the physical world. And so while she can be with us, around us, and we can't really see her with our physical senses, it does suck a little bit. She's like, I'm right here. And, we can't perceive her that easily. We can with our psychic senses, but not like I can see you right now. Anyways, so she's going through her own thing. She's got to figure out, well, what was the purpose of this lifetime? What did I come here to learn? What did I learn? What did I not learn? They're doing their own thing too. So we have to be understanding of that. They're not here to serve us. I know, let's say angels get a rep like that. Like, oh, they're here to protect you. And yes, they are. They're here for all of humanity and Earth alike. They're here to work with us, not necessarily serve us. Spirit has its own life, its own movement, its own evolution of sorts. It's like a Pokemon up there. They're gonna evolve. Think of what, like Pikachu turning into like Raichu? Insert your favorite Pokemon here. They have things they're working on, things they're experiencing, things that they are still learning as well. And while it's not all about us, I know it sucks, they're still very happy to support us and walk with us. And spirit connection really steps into a deeper layer when we are really in a relationship together and working together, just like any relationship. So why don't we try this? Let's think of our spirit guides and loved ones as companions, as people that we are so grateful to be with, whose company we love and adore, and the feeling is mutual. Doesn't that feel so much nicer? Like, we're here to support each other. Yes, we can support them as much as they can support us. They're not something we're gonna summon like a Ouija board or a seance. While people try, yeah, they can try, it's not the same. They aren't someone we test. That's sucky. Already you're speaking from a oh, I don't believe you're there. Show yourself, prove it. That would be like anyone coming up to us and saying the same thing. Oh yeah, you can roller skate, prove it. Or the fact that I'm a medium. I always know the difference. When people come to me for readings where they're coming from a place of disbelief and they want me to prove myself. Well, if you're really a medium, what did my loved one say what did my loved one used to call me when I was 3 years old? I'm like, I don't know. They're not going to tell me specific details as much as I am translating them. I see them around you. I'm able to explain everything that I'm seeing, hearing, feeling, sensing. And if they tell me that, that's great. Awesome. I can tell you that, but it's not a guarantee that they're going to tell me your pet name. Or I had a client come to me once and she wanted to know this certain specific detail. Okay, my spirit loved one has to tell me something or confirm this or disregard this, and she wouldn't tell me what it was. So I'm just giving a reading, and because I couldn't understand the exact wording of what she wanted to hear, she felt like everything else, even though it had a lot of things that made sense to her, oh yeah, that was my loved one, it disregards it. If you need that one piece of proof, maybe a reading is not going to help you because you're still working on the grief part. And it sucks, but it's true. So really think about this for yourself, especially if you're going through grief. Why are you going in for a reading if you're going in for a reading? Are you already feeling your loved one in spirit? If so, that's great. Or are you in a sort of disbelief and they're just looking for answers and just hoping that mediumship will help, but you don't really believe in it? Seeing a medium is not going to help you. And this happens to all great mediums. One of my mentors right now, Tony Stockwell, talks about it all the time. Having to give somebody their specific piece of evidence or else everything is wrong. And it's not going to help. A reading is not going to help them. They're still processing the grief part, the death part. And honestly, I mean, speaking from a death doula point of view, the death is the hardest part and it doesn't go away. It's not like, oh, it's been a week. Yeah, I feel better. No, it's been a month. No, it's been a year. No, you're still going to think of death. And I love to use the analogy of death being like a scar. You have a scar, and every time you look at that scar, you're going to remember how you got that scar, and it's going to hurt reliving that memory, and it's going to be like an ugly scar, right? But the longer you have that scar, the more you start to, in a sense, understand it, and it won't gross you out as much and it won't scare you as much. You'll have a more mature relationship with it. The pain will still be there. So you're still going to remember the death, the loss, the absence of their physical presence. But it'll also bring in the good memories. Oh, well, we used to do this and this was a lot of fun together. So that's my death doula side speaking. Grief is valid. Grief does not go away, and grief hurts, but grief can also be a beautiful reminder of who they were in physical. So just honor that, please, for ourselves. I take that in all the time when I think of my loved ones who I miss so much in physical. To sum it up, right? Our companions, we want to work with them, walk alongside them, understand them, have them understand us. We are inviting them in. We're not summoning or bringing them in on purpose, right? We want them to come. Like, please, if you're up to it, join me. We want to get to know them. We want them to know you. There's a curiosity, there's an exchange, there's a sweetness to that. And there's a big love piece as well. And this is how relationships work in any realm, whether that's spirit to physical or physical to physical or spirit to spirit, just love in general, respecting each other. So let's make this practical. We're talking about spirit guides. And let's say you do not know your spirit guide yet. That's very valid. It happens to all of us. Trust me, we all go through the, oh, I'm curious. Oh, I feel things. I don't know who my guide is. And there's a lot of difficulty in the beginning because we don't trust what's coming in a lot of times. So we'll go to readers and we hope that they can give us the answers. And for the most part, yeah, it helps. Readers can really help. They can help validate what you've already been feeling. And that's a lot of things that a lot of my clients are like that. They're like, oh, I already knew that. I felt that. And I'm like, yeah, that's usually I'm here to validate that, to show you that you've already been exploring this and you're on the right path and you've already been connecting to them. But let's say, okay, going in brand spanking new, I have developed an easy 7-day, I want to say challenge, but we can call it like a meditation. And every day we take little baby steps into deepening into understanding who your spirit guide is. So first day, you're just getting familiar with grounding. Second day, you ground and then you really open up. And then third day, we ground, open up, and then we bring in a guide. So we just kind of continue to do the same thing, layering it. That being said, if you would like that free challenge, it's down in my link down below in my community, Spirit Connection Made Easy. I would love to see you there. It's really easy. Connecting to spirit is super easy. Let's say you have an idea of who your guide is. Let's say you were doing tarot and it just came through, or you were, somebody told you, or you had a meditation session and you saw them, whatever. You connect to them, bring them through, ask them to come in as much as possible. Get familiar with how they feel. Get familiar with who they are, like energetically. And you can, and I know it sounds kind of weird at first, but you can also send your energy out as well. Like imagine your energy. What does it feel like? Right here, close your eyes, just kind of feel your energy. Once you get an idea of what your energy feels like, just see if you can expand it. How far can you expand it? There's a lot of fear that we have of expanding our energy because we think it's going to overlap or go into someone else's like energy field or possibly get taken advantage of. That's not the case. Everyone's energy can be as expansive as possible, and it's not going to attack anyone else's energy or get stuck on someone's energy. It's okay. We kind of have like parallel spaces, if that makes sense. So expand your energy as much as you can and reach out to your spirit guide, loved one, whoever it is you're trying to connect with, and just invite them to expand their energy too and see what that feels like for you. And it can be something like, I know I have a guide, I know they kind of feel like this, I would love to work with you. Come loved one, come guide, come spirit, whatever name you want to call them. Open up your energy so that I can feel yours as well. This is what my energy feels like. It's a beautiful exchange. And honestly, talking out loud helps a lot. I know it sounds kind of funny because you're just like talking to nothing, what it feels like nothing. But if you could see how many spirits were around you all the time, it'd be amazing. Lots of spirits. We are surrounded by spirits. So it's not like no one's around me. It's just like I want to reach somebody who's going to work with me well. Not that most of them wouldn't. And you reaching out your energy isn't necessarily because spirit needs it, but it helps you. It really does. Give it a try. And if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below too. The goal isn't to force communication. The goal is to understand. It's recognition. And as you continue to reach out gently and consistently, you'll start to feel things as well. You'll notice patterns, maybe a familiar feeling, a familiar thought, a familiar emotional tone. This will continue to happen for you. You'll just start feeling that same presence because that's your guide coming through for you, or your loved one in spirit, again and again and again. And you'll start understanding, oh, this is them. They're around me. Even when you're not even trying to connect with them, you'll start feeling them around. And that recognition will deepen your trust. It'll deepen your self-trust, and it'll deepen your trust in connecting to spirit. Again, I teach this in Spirit Connection Made Easy, all for free. Please join. You are very welcome. Really quick, let's talk about the important distinction that spirit loved ones are still themselves. I know I mentioned this earlier, but just remember that. This is why sometimes I recommend connecting with a spirit guide for advice rather than a spirit loved one, somebody who was alive. Because let's say your dad, he's in spirit world right now, never liked your boyfriend. Never. So let's say you're having you want some partner advice, like, oh, my boyfriend and I need some help on how we can deepen our relationship. So you ask your spirit dad. Well, if you didn't like him when he was in physical form, in spirit form, it's not really going to be that much different. There's that understanding of who he was in physical form already, right? Physical dad already understood how your boyfriend was, and maybe something didn't rub him the right way or whatever. So he's still going to carry that. So if you were to ask him for advice, he's not going to be very open to you guys maybe working it out, as opposed to a spirit guide who, for the most part, well, I shouldn't say that, are not always human. They are just spirit beings who support us humans here. Not all the time, but some of them. And that being said, they're speaking from a spirit's perspective, not a human perspective. So they're not going to have the bias that maybe your spirit dad had. They'll be more understanding. They'll be like, oh, why don't you try this or that? So when it comes to asking for advice, and I know this is a whole separate video, ask your guides. They will be a lot more helpful, I feel. Spirit guides are focused on your growth, on your journey, on your evolution, on your purpose, and what supports your long-term well-being. That's really what spirit guides are here for. And that's why learning to relate to both and learning the difference kind of helps. Just connect to spirit loved ones for your own closure. To feel good. I miss you. I miss your physical presence. I want to connect to you. Cool. That's a wonderful reason to connect. To reminisce, to talk about memories, to keep that love alive, in a sense. Not that it's ever going to die, but to light that fire again. Talk to your guides when it is something you're seeking advice for. It does help. Another big thing, if you are trying to connect to a loved one who has passed, like a dead human, and they passed recently, or you still cannot get over that grief, it feels quiet, heavy, like they're not there. It's not that they're not there. It's that your grief is really clouding your connection. And I'm going to use a loved one of mine. I just love her to pieces. I think she knows who this is. But her dad is in spirit. And she could not connect to him. And he would always come to me. And she's like, why can't I connect to him? How come you're, seeing him more than I'm seeing him? Granted, I'm a medium, but that shouldn't be the case. And she was so annoyed. And I get a lot of clients too. It's like, my so-and-so, my father, my mother, whoever, doesn't come to me. They come to other people, but not to me. And the biggest piece is because we, as their loved one, still in body, are grieving them so much that our energy that usually should be like this, expansive and giant and reaching out, is like, shoop, because we're in grief, especially when it comes to them. So carrying our energy like this, it's not going to be very receptive to their energy. Am I making sense? So when our energy is contracted because we are in so much grief, or we miss them, or we love them, or we wish that we could connect, but we can't, that's because we're still speaking through grief. Our body turns inward, and our nervous system, it's focusing on survival. And that does not mean the connection is gone. It just means we still have a little bit of releasing or relaxing to go through it. The scar is still scarring, and the connection doesn't break or go away. It's just waiting for you to be more receptive, to be ready to get there. You will get there. I promise you that. It just takes time and self-compassion. It really does. If you want to work on, and if you want support in building this kind of relationship, slowly, safely, without pressure from somebody who has a lot of experience, I do offer one-to-ones. I'm very happy to guide you and help you connect to your loved one, to your guide, and help you learn how you can do it too. My link is down below. I'm really honored and excited to work with you. Remember, spirit connection isn't about mastering something outside of you. It's about remembering how to relate. And your sensitivity is not a weakness. It's a strength. So own it. Spirit is calling. Will you answer the call? Ding.